Hi, I'm Terry from Waconda Boats here in Glen Elder, Kansas. We're also in Republican City, Nebraska. I'm going to walk you through the 2021 Lund 1975 Pro V Sport. Now the Pro Vs are their top tier tournament series layout. So this is, everything about this boat is basically geared for fishing, the fishability. This one being the 1975, of all the sizes of Pro Vs that they offer, this is by far and away our top selling model. It's really, in my opinion, it's the best bang for your buck. For the value you get out of this, for the price, at the price point it comes in at, is just, it makes it one of the most popular models. And so we're going to have several of these in stock. This one here is black and silver. We stock also white and silver. One thing we did change with how we stock them for this year was we added what's called the premium graphics. So this is the premium graphics. It's inexpensive and it really just, it makes the boat sharper, we think. So all ours will include that. All of our Pro Vs also include what's called the custom bunk upgraded trailer, and what that gives you over standard is nicer fenders, the diamond plate fenders, and then also the nicer wheels. And standard, when you do that upgrade, is a matching spare tire and these roller load guides as well. So all our Pro Vs include that. And as we get here to the back, this is a standard feature you're going to get on any Pro V. It's called the rescue ladder. It's just a 3-step ladder that remains recessed into the gunnel. So that is an option. That's standard. If you needed a way to get in the boat, there's always that feature. We always opt in also the better telescoping 4-step ladder too. So if you're actually doing any recreational boating or swimming or whatever the case and need to get back in the boat, that's a very handy way to get in the boat. We outfit all ours with a 204-stroke. That's plenty of motor for this package. You can plenty of power if you're wanting to tuber ski or anything like that. The kickers, we don't stock it with a kicker, but we keep kickers in stock. So anybody that wants a kicker, I'd say it's about 50-50 that buy this boat. Some get a kicker, some don't. But this guy, this is a sold boat and he opted for a kicker. So there's our install on a 15 kicker. Here's a typical install on one of our fish finders. The transducer we always mount on this transom board. That way if you need to move this or replace it, whatever the case, you're putting very little holes, you're putting no more holes than you have to in the boat. So that's a typical install for when we do a fish finder. And like all trailers, of course, you have the retractable tie downs as well. I think that covers the outside here. I'll hop in the inside. So starting back here, I'll kind of start from the back compartments and work forward. Here's a nice size large compartment. It's a lot of storage there. This boat's full of storage, as you'll see as we go through it. But you can put a lot of stuff there. And we always put what's called the aft seating option. And what that gives you is these 2 extra flip-up jump seats. So it's a handy feature if you've got extra people and you're wanting to go from A to B, or just taking extra people and need a seat in general. But they're a comfortable seat that's always there for you. And then the second thing the option does when you flip everything down is it really more than doubles the size of your original casting deck. So here's your casting deck here in the very back. You can see how much extra space you have with that. Just understand if you didn't have that, obviously your casting deck would be a lot smaller. So that's a popular option. Ours are always included in stock. Over here is your live wells. Very large live well. 2-door live well. There's a drop-in bait bucket on that side. This is a removable divider. If you wanted to keep species on one side or the other, or bait on one side or the other, you can. This here is the ski Toe Pylon Hardware, factory installed. All ours are going to include that. So I stock the pylon, so if you want it, all we have to do is just drop it right in. So that's an easy add-on if you do want the pylon. And then of course here's your seat base to move one of your pedestal seats up to the back casting deck to fish off of. We stock ours about 50-50, some with tops, some without. This one has the top. And the reason we do that way, if some guys want it, some guys don't, and we can just move them from boat to boat. So this is how the sport top stows away. When you have the seats flipped over them, you can see it nicely goes over it and you're not tripping over it. Of course, here's how it would lay though if you had the seats up. So, and then also I'll show you here, snap out carpet. That's another feature we put with all of our Tyes, Pro Vs, crossovers are all going to include this snap out carpet. Very handy way to clean up the boat if you want to. And the nice thing you get with a Pro V is this battery storage down here out of the way. So your crank battery is not taking up storage up here where a lot of models are. So that's also a nice feature you get with a Pro V. And then another thing with the Pro Vs is you got lots of lockable storage here on the starboard side. Lockable compartment, lots of storage here in the starboard gunnel. And then even bigger, of course, on the port side. You can actually stow rods in here if you want. A lot of storage in that port gunnel. I'll start up here on the passenger side. With the Pro Vs, you get very large drawers, which is really handy. You can actually put those, I think it's 3700 series plano boxes in here. I think they hold 10 apiece. So if you wanted to use it as tackle storage, you can, or of course whatever you want. But handy, very large size drawers. There's a little cargo netting here for some other storage, and then of course a lockable glove box. A lot of space in the glove box. Very large rod storage on these two. Of course that's lockable, but that holds 15 rods. Of course your trolling motor batteries again are down here in the floor where they're not taking up any other space in the boat. It's where you want them to help the boat ride better, the weight of the trolling motor batteries. Here is a standard feature, just a ruler, kind of clips out of the way, very handy. And then here at the driver's console, you can see how the controls are nice and recessed out of the way, so you got plenty of room to swivel this around. If a guy wanted to fish here off the side, he could. Very well thought out with this recessed here. Here's your main control, and when you do a kicker, we add a second set of controls right behind it, so that's the kicker control. Of course, we put hydraulic tilt steering on all of ours. This guy opted for Hummingbird fish finders. I believe this is the Solix 10. So that's a 10-inch screen, just so you know what that looks like. It fits in there real nice. Some guys will do a 12. It fits in there fine too, or even smaller. But here's your switches. Everything's ran right here, easy to get to. It comes with this Kicker brand stereo. You can Bluetooth that to your phone. You've also got some USB ports here. So, and again, you've got the storage underneath the console on this side as well. Here's for your charger. This is how we install ours. I think the factory does it slightly different, but this is just a handy way to plug your charger in to charge your trolling motor batteries. I think that covers back here. Moving up to the front, all the Pro Vs are known for just a large bow to fish off of, a large casting deck up here. Here's your bow live well, so you get the second live well. Okay, and then this is an optional bow bait well we put with it. It's very inexpensive, and it's very handy if you use live bait. So that's called the bow bait well. And we'll get this out of your way so you can see a little better. Over here is just another lot of dry storage. One thing I'll point out on the Pro Vs you get is extra dry storage up on the bow. They call it their advanced water control system. And with all these compartments, they flip up here, and you can see everything's raised and channeled all the way to the cockpit. So any rain or any overspray, any water at all that gets in the bow will eventually lead back to the cockpit and leave everything you have in these compartments extra dry. This is the travel cover as well. We put the travel cover on all ours in stock. You can see just very large compartments up here. There's also another storage compartment here in the front of the passenger console. Here's a bow depth finder. Here's just kind of a typical install on a depth finder for the bow. We always use a ram ball, and we put it right here on the top of the bow here, so that way when you put your cover on it, you just flip this down and it stays covered. It's not on the floor where you're going to step or trip on it. So that's a very typical install, how we're going to do the bow depth finder. Over here is another lockable storage compartment. Almost everything's lockable. I think that pretty well covers the 1975 Pro V. If you have any questions, please call us or email us. Our phone numbers and emails are on our website, wacondaboats.com. I'm Terry, thanks for watching.